Hello and welcome back everyone to an all new video on Tutor LMS Academy. Today we're going to see how to use the all new content bank in Tutor LMS. The native content bank of Tutor LMS lets you create lessons, assignments, and quizzes to then be reused across your site for different courses. So this feature is a big time saver. So let's see how to set it up and how it works. So to begin, we first need to enable the content bank add-on from the add-ons page. So if you scroll down, we'll see that there is a content bank add-on. Enable this, refresh the page, and we'll find a new Tutor LMS menu that says content bank. So starting off, you'll see that it's asking us to create a collection. Well, that begs the question, then what is a collection for the content bank? A collection is a container for related content. For example, you might have a beginner Java collection that contains lessons, questions, and assignments specific to that topic. And then throughout your site, for whatever JavaScript related courses you might have and whichever courses you think are relevant to that topic, you can then add content for them from this collection. So let's go ahead and create a collection. So we'll call this the JavaScript Fundamentals collection. So we can see now we're in our collection, and you can create as many collections as you want, and you can connect as many courses to a collection as you want, and we'll see how to do that. So now that we've created our collection, now we can go ahead and start making content for this collection. So with the Tutor LMS content bank, we can create questions for quizzes or lessons and assignment for the course. So we can click on this add button, or we can click on this plus button to add lessons and assignments, and there is an add question button to add quiz questions. If we go to add a question, you'll see that this takes us to the quiz builder interface of Tutor LMS. So it's nothing new, exactly how you make quiz questions. And then if we go to create lessons or assignments, this takes us to the familiar build of creating lessons in the course builder. And then you can also make assignments the same way. So before we move on, let's go ahead and populate this collection with some content. So we've populated our collection in the content bank with some content, but there's one more option. So let's talk about that. So you'll see that there is an option here that says import from courses. So when you click on import from courses, what you can do is you can import pre-existing content from all over your site into your collection. And then you can decide if you want to import just the questions, lessons, assignments, or all of them. But let's say you want to import only from a specific course. So let's say this is a JavaScript collection. So we'll import something from a JavaScript course, and we'll see that the count for questions, lessons, and assignments has decreased because now we're only importing from one course. And if you hit import, all of the selected content will be added to the content bank, which can then be reused across your site elsewhere. So now let's check how we can add content from the content bank to courses. So let's go to courses. Let's go to a course, and we'll go to this JavaScript course, go to curriculum. Basically, we want to make sure that we have selected a relevant course for the collection that we have created. So in the curriculum tab of the course builder, you'll see now there's a new icon that says content bank. Under every topic, you can use the content bank to simply inject lessons or assignments under that topic. So if you click on this button, it will bring up the list of all the collections that we have. So you select the collection, and then you can add any of the lessons and any of the assignments. If you want to select all of them, then you can select all. You can also filter just the lessons and assignments if you have a lot of content in one collection. So let's go ahead and add a few lessons and assignment to this course. So you'll see all of the content just got instantly added to our course builder. And of course, you can drag and drop this around. So we noticed that when we were adding from the content bank, we were only seeing the lessons and assignments and not the questions. Well, to add the questions, we need to first create a quiz. So we created our quiz, and now when we go to add questions, we'll see that there is an option called add from content bank. So now we can add questions from the content bank that we had created previously. So you'll see that you only see the questions here now because we are in the quiz builder. So we add the two questions, and we can save it just like any other quiz. And now our quiz has the questions that we had from our content bank. So the idea is to be an ultimate time saver. You can create content once and then just organize and distribute it across multiple courses. You can also take it across multiple Tutor LMS powered sites, as we can import
and export collections. So if we go to export this collection, this will take us to the Tutor LMS exporter. If we have multiple collections, we can choose to export multiple collections at once. And if we click export, this will just generate a JSON file which just has our collection. Lastly, if you're thinking, well, how do I keep track of all the courses that are using my collections? Well, there is a column in the collection tab called linked courses. So linked courses shows you how many courses is currently using this specific collection. So since we only added it to one course, it's only showing us this one course. If we had added it to 5 courses, then this number would have been 5, and this would have shown us all the courses that this content from the content bank is linked to. You can also edit the content as you wish. You can choose to move this content to another collection if you have that, and you can just delete or duplicate the collection as well. And well, that's it everyone. That was the rundown of the Tutor LMS's native content bank. We hope this tutorial and the content bank are both helpful to you all in your course creation process. If you face any issues at all, be sure to let us know in the comments, and as always, have a good one everyone.